Man, we might have some problems before we start the show. The country buffet guy, he did not care for how we made him appear last week, and
Yeah.
I've been getting some threatening messages from him saying he's going to do something to us. He's being very vague. So he's on here right now. I'm gonna ask him straight up. Country buffet guy, uh, we know that you're upset. We kind of get it. We kind of made you look like a fool. That's on us. That's our bad. What is it that you're gonna do to us, man? Seriously, what are these threats? What are you gonna do? Okay, well, that's kind of menacing. Sharpening your knife, you gonna kill us, country buffet guys? So think about this for a second. It's 2024. You can't get. What are you gonna do with the bodies? What are you gonna do with the bodies?
Exactly.
Okay, so you got a plan to get rid of the bodies. That's very Sweeney Todd of you. Okay. This is how they always get the people. Think of this. Think of this, man. What about the evidence? You're going to leave so much evidence behind. How are you going
Mm-hmm.
to handle that?
How's that for you?
What do you mean? How's that for us? What? So that's it. Well, just know that we're very sorry and we're very alarmed here. We're going to do our show, and Alex, we got to think about how we treat our correspondence going forward. That's
Well, first it was Sid, now it's the country buffet guy. I'm terrified, but I also think we could have a tag team match now. Sid and him versus me and you.
Before we do the match. Can we go hit a buffet somewhere? That kind of made me hungry in a very strange way.
I'm starving. All that carving noises, all the scraps and stuff. I'm starving.
Yeah, let's go eat and let's do the show and
All right.
take it from there.
Good evening and welcome to episode number 32 of Slash Trax Action News. I'm Alex Vanover.
And I'm Josh LaRue.
Josh, we have such a action-packed, story-filled episode that I think we need to just get right into the very first segment.
Let's do it.
Let's just get into the meat and potatoes right now, and we'll kind of do the business as we go.
Okay.
All right. Nice comment, mean comment, nice comment.
Oh, we're still doing mean ones. Okay. Do we
Yeah,
have?
we got, well, yeah, we are. Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Nice comment. This was fun. The time flew by. And that's from GRNYY. And that's in regards to our latest episode of Slash Trax Reviews, Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That was
So
nice. Too
pretty good.
wise.
Yeah, pretty good compliment too. Like when someone says time flies by as opposed to this fucking dragged by. Pretty good. Yeah, doing all right. Now we're gonna get into the mean comment, and this is gonna be completely different from our last mean comment on the previous episode because I don't think it's really a mean comment. It's actually more advice. And I've had some time to think since we recorded the last episode, and this guy has convinced me.
Okay.
And I've changed my mind. So here it is. Well, I'm disappointed. You guys have such thin skin. You spent a lot of time trying to reassure yourselves that the troll was wrong. If you really didn't care what people think, you just laugh at their stupidity and move on. But by getting so snowflakey over it, it's a really bad look. I enjoyed this episode, but that rant was very cringe and unbecoming. Just do you guys and screw the haters. And that's from Kara1569. And that's in regards to Slash Trax Action News number 31. And that's when if you guys remember, obviously, you know, you do, because it was really out of character for me to get that upset. I got upset about somebody commenting on the way I looked or something, and I kind of blew up. And I couldn't agree with this comment more. And I'll tell you why, Josh, because we shouldn't worry about what other people have. You know, if someone has something to say negative or positive, it really shouldn't affect us in our day to day, and it really shouldn't affect who we are going forward in our lives, because we know who we are, we know what we bring to the table, we know we're good people, and people are entitled to their own opinions. It's like I can't allow myself to get that upset, and I apologize, and it was a bad look, and I'm gonna do better, and I'm gonna be better. So yeah, I agree with Kara.
Yeah, apologies all around. Got a little
Yeah.
we got a little upset over that. But yeah, you know, I've had a lot of naysayers on the audiobooks and stuff. And after a while it's like, hey,
Yeah.
thanks for the view. You know, thanks for helping out with that, with the algorithm and everything.
Yeah.
Appreciate the comment. See you next time.
I think the problem is that, like, it's just like like me in particular, I should have never put a spotlight on something so negative, because the whole point of this show, and we've discussed this 1,000 times, is to have fun and to keep things light,
Yeah.
and to bring some sort of levity and just like positive, fun stuff to the Slashaholics. So that was so out of character, and you know, I'm sorry. And yeah, we're gonna do better. And specifically me, because I'm the one who kind of gassed Josh up. I'm the one who's like, hey, I'm gonna put it in the rundown, and I kind of like instigated that whole thing. So my bad, dog. And we're gonna move into the next nice comment.
Let's do it.
All right. From the funny Sid feud to country buffet guy to Feeney to jumping Jeff Farmer to fun facts to wrestling to horror, this was the best episode I've ever seen. And that's from Hayat ZOR19, and that's in regards to Slash Trax Action News number 31. So pretty excellent, nice comment right there.
That one definitely wins. Just don't mention the country buffet guy, okay? Just the best thing to do is just not even talk about that, okay?
Yeah, leave him the hell out of it. I can actually hear him sharpening his knife right now with that big fork.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, be careful. But no, thank you for the comment. That was very nice.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Hey, Josh, if the Slashaholics want to get a hold of us, they can write us on our email at slashtrax2020@gmail.com. They can send us Would You Rather. They can send us, they can ask us questions for advice and, you know, Dear Slashy. And we have a new segment in this episode that's premiering called Who Would Win? And that's a big new segment we have for the show. And Josh, what can they do with the Patreon?
You can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/80s slasher librarian. It's on the screen, I'm sure. You can join for as low as like $1, $2, $5 a month, on up to whatever you want to donate. You can donate through our PayPal. All the information to do that is in the description below, as well as our Cash App handle. Or you can actually order a cameo video from us for $10 a video. We can't monetize the channel here because of a lot of the content. We'd have to censor everything. So we depend on you guys and gals out there to help us keep going and growing for years to come. So check it out in the description and pinned comment, and we hope to see you on there.
The country buffet guy actually has a pending financial lawsuit against us for unlawfully using his image and likeness in the previous episode. So that's kind of where the beef is stemming from. Pardon the pun, the beef.
Beef.
Yeah, the beef with the guy who carves the beef.
Hey, you know what? It's a little too racy to show here, probably. Actually, it's not, but I'm not gonna do a YouTube search, folks, for Bob Odenkirk country buffet guy. It's a funny skit he did, making fun of the whole country buffet training video thing. And I think you're going to get a good laugh from it. Did you watch that when I sent it to you, Alex?
I didn't get to watch it yet,
Okay.
but I will watch it. I will
It's
watch it.
funny stuff. It's great.
And one more time, we already did it before. Dear Slashy questions, would you rather questions, and who would win questions. So if you think like Freddy versus Jason, or Power Rangers versus Ninja Turtles, or whatever your mind can think of, send it in. Who would you like to see us discuss? Who would win in a fight?
Ooh,
So that's
Josh
the
and
new segment.
Alex. Josh and Alex versus Sid Vicious and Country Buffet Guy. There you go.
Who wins?
Who
Who
wins?
wins and why?
Yeah, exactly.
And what
Why?
kind of match is it? Yeah. Who wins and why? And what are the rules to the match? And what are the stipulations? Is it a loser leaves town? Loser leaves the podcast?
Did Vince Russo book it? Is it a podcast on a pole match, or what do we got?
Listen, bro, I got a country buffet guy on a pole match, bro.
Whoever gets on top of the pole has to eat the whole ham, bro, and he has to slice it in dime thick slices, bro.
And to win the match, bro, you have to ask your opponent after the 1, 2, 3, bro, if they like hot fudge sundaes, bro.
And if it's still hot out there.
If they answer that they like in the affirmative, that they like hot fudge sundaes, bro, the match is over. If they say no, bro, the match continues.
Great.
All right, dude. So let's get into some fun facts.
Let's do it.
All right, this one, the image of this is funnier than the actual fun fact. In 1960, cats were dropped by parachutes over Borneo Island to combat a rat plague. So, cats with parachutes.
Was Nala there? Was she on the front lines?
Yeah, my new kitten.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't. No, I just think that's hilarious, envisioning a cat with a parachute and those little like jumping goggles.
That's exactly what I pictured.
But what? How the hell did they get out of their parachute? They don't know how to step out of the pack or anything.
They drop another parachute with like catnip or something in it that lands right next to them, and they get out of it one way or the other to get to it. Hypes them up, gets them ready for battle against the rats.
Jesus, man. Hey, nuclear grizzlies versus parachute cats.
Who would win and why?
Nuclear grizzlies, obviously. Yeah, who wins, nuclear grizzlies or parachute cats? Hey, Josh, Donald Harvey, a serial killer nurse who murdered over 37 patients, was caught thanks to a medical examiner with the genetic ability to smell cyanide. The examiner recognized the smell of cyanide while performing an autopsy on one of Harvey's victims, prompting an internal investigation.
Wow. Talk about one of the most boring X-Men powers.
I was just going to say that. He got caught by a fucking X-Men.
It's like one of the most boring powers. You got Quicksilver over here, and then you got Cyanide Smeller.
Or Meg on Family Guy. She can grow her fingernails. Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah, she was actually like Quicksilver, apparently. She's got that power.
Yeah.
Roger does too on American Dad. That's how he changes his things so fast.
Okay.
That's pretty cool, though.
I just saw a video on YouTube of Seth MacFarlane doing all the Family Guy voices and American Dad voices. It was pretty neat to watch. Slashaholics, check that out. Seth MacFarlane doing all of his voices. And then that video led me to a guy who's the real life Peter Griffin. Have you seen this guy?
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
He's pretty good. Yeah. We're not going to put a link or anything to his video, but the real life Peter Griffin. This guy looks exactly like how you would imagine Peter Griffin looks in real life.
Like if they ever did a movie, they would have to get him for it. Like he's just perfect for it.
Yeah, he's good. And he'd probably work for cheap, I'm sure, because he's nobody. He's just, he's not a real big name actor, whatever.
He does conventions a lot and stuff. So
okay. Dude, maybe we can get him on the show.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
That would be cool. We could have him be a correspondent. Josh, in 1998, a preservation group began restoring Ben Franklin's residence in London. So this is where he lived before the American Revolution or whatever. Mm-hmm. A lot of the founding fathers are from Europe, Slashaholics, if you didn't know that. During their rehab work, they discovered a secret windowless room under his garden containing the remains of 15 dead bodies.
Oh, I knew about this. Yeah, yeah. He was very interested in the human anatomy. He didn't kill the people.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he was. Well, I'm not positive. I wasn't there, but no. Apparently, he was like really intrigued by biology and the human anatomy and stuff, and learning about that. So
Okay.
it's very,
We'll give him
very
the benefit of the doubt.
the Benjamin of the doubt.
I'm just saying, dude, I'm just saying that like back in the old days, the 1700s and the 1800s, like you don't know what the hell was going on. You
There's no
don't know.
telling it. They could have been having some weird parties down there for all we know. So
Yeah, that none of the 15 victims knew the safe word to Benjamin Franklin's secret garden party. They're like, Jesus, man, it's just dead at the party. The guy on the $100 bill, Slashaholics, might have been murdering people and burying them in his garden. We'll never know.
he was trying to make a human centipede, back in the early days.
Was he connected to them with a fucking kite string?
Right.
Where he discovered electricity, or they say he discovered electricity, right? But that can't be true. That cannot be true. That's got to be some sort of bullshit.
He was trying to make a human kite. That's what he was doing. And it just didn't work.
Human centipede kite versus parachute cats versus nuclear grizzly versus Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, all booked by our main man. Yeah. Vince Russo, yeah. Let me tell you something, bro. Listen, bro. Parachute cats, bro. Jerry Springer style, bro. Ben Franklin, dead bodies, electricity being discovered, bro, and Judy Bagwell.
On a forklift.
On a forklift, country buffet guy. Hey, Josh, in 1985, a New Orleans man drowned at a pool party attended by over 100 lifeguards. Now, this pool party was in celebration of a whole summer with 0 drownings. Okay. So after the party was finished, 4 lifeguards were left to clean up the pool, right? So after they're just about done cleaning the pool up, and lo and behold, they found a drowned dead body in the pool at the party, for the party that was celebrating no drownings all summer.
That's great.
How the fuck did that happen? There was 100 lifeguards
there. They noticed it. They're like, I'm not clocked in. I'm not getting paid for this. Or somebody just thought it was a giant, they were hoping it was just like a giant chocolate bar and didn't want to touch it, like.
Or somebody just committed to the prank so much, they're like, this is hilarious. If I kill myself at this thing, I won't be there to see that it's funny, but it will be hilarious later on when the story is told.
My little joke was about like, I don't know if this happened to any of you back in the day, but like if somebody thought they saw something at the bottom of the pool, like a little chocolate bar, they weren't going down there to touch it. They acted like they didn't see it. Everybody's getting out of the pool. So.
Yeah. What movie? There was a Baby Ruth or something, or Snickers bar float. Yeah. What movie was that?
Dude, I had it right in the top of my head. Was it the one?
Caddyshack?
I think so. Caddyshack or Meatballs or something like that.
Yeah, it was something along those lines. Yeah. But yeah. Also speaking of Caddyshack, since we're talking about that movie really quick, the scene where it's like pool is closed for the people that work at the country club for the workers, and it says Tuesday from like 1:15 p.m. to like 1:25 p.m.
Yeah.
That's their pool party, 10 minutes.
That's why the lifeguards didn't save anybody, didn't save the person. They're like, we got 15 minutes to swim here, this party. Like, we don't have time to save this guy.
I always thought that was so funny.
That's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Dude, all the people that work there are showing up for the pool party. They've got like the big floating animals they're gonna lay on, and like sunscreen and drinks and stuff. I don't know.
I used to really wish these type of things existed. Like the 80s summer camp movies, the 80s ski movies, all that stuff. Like in your head, you're like, oh, that'd be so much fun. Then you actually go to a summer camp and it's just
pretty lame
shit. Yeah.
I went to one summer camp, and like the first 2 or 3 days was just action packed with activities. And then after like 3 or 4 days, you can tell it's just all free time. You
Yeah.
can tell that they're like, okay, we got nothing left. Like they're not very creative at that point.
There's
They're just
no,
phoning it in.
there's no other summer camp across the lake that's trying to, like win the championship or something of something. There's none of that.
Yeah,
It doesn't
like
exist.
heavyweights.
Yeah, there's no girls camp, or guy. It's none of that fun stuff exists, man. It's horrible. These 80s movies like ruined everything for us, Everything's going
Yeah,
to be a disappointment.
we didn't have like a crazy camp counselor who was trying to have us lose weight and was like doing running 5-6 miles in the woods while arm curling boulders. And like we didn't get to kidnap him and put him in an electric fence and like have a dance where we just like with the girl camp across the way, they're all hotties, and then like just eat candy all night long. We totally got fucked.
I know there was no evil contractor that was trying to buy up the land the camp was on,
Yeah.
We didn't have
Yeah.
some hillbilly janitor guy that became our best friend and help us launch turtles, on our enemies. Nothing. It just didn't happen.
Hey, by the way, speaking of Ernest Goes to Camp, the guy, the Native American guy who helps Ernest, right? He's the same guy that was in that commercial from the 80s. Like he's the Indian who's crying because people were polluting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that that guy's not even Native American?
Yeah, he was
He's a
like
white
a
man?
Western. Yeah, he was a Western actor for
What the
years.
fuck?
I don't know.
Why would you do that? Why couldn't you cast an actual Native American?
Because back then the people just didn't. I guess people didn't know there was no internet for people to get outraged on, and
God.
I don't know, but yeah, nowadays it wouldn't stand. But yeah, he was he was like he did like more westerns than any other actor in history. So
That's just ridiculous. Josh, let's get into some would you rather.
okay,
We got one. We
we
got
got
one.
one. Okay.
We're like the Ghostbusters. We got one.
Oh, I cannot wait for Frozen Empire. Oh my God.
Me too. Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Old meets new. Yeah, gonna be great.
How many ecto coolers are you going to get this time?
If they release them in stores, I'm gonna buy a pallet of it, man. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna go buy the whole pallet. No, they haven't announced it. I don't even know if they're gonna release it this time. Even though Slimer's back in this one, they're bringing Slimer back.
Of course they are. More toy opportunities, baby.
What scares me though is all the original people are in the cast list, like on the trailer and stuff. Annie Potts, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd. We know that Bill Murray's in the movie, but he's not on the list of starring in. So I feel like they're going to do what he was wanting to do for years if they made a part 3 where they kill Peter Venkman. And I think that's going to cheapen Egon's death in the last movie. So what I think might happen is the trailer shows one of the young Ghostbusters being frozen. And we know she's not going to die because she's like cast for another movie and stuff. So I'm thinking maybe her and Peter get frozen. They defeat the thing at the end, and then they get unfrozen. Hopefully, if they kill Peter Venkman after killing Egon, I don't know. It just seems cheap to me. But it's going to be a great movie regardless. I'm excited. Go watch it so we can get another one.
Well, it's like when Harrison Ford said he would only do the new Star Wars movie if they killed off Han Solo.
I about walked out of the theater, man. I was pissed.
That death, and then the death of David Arquette, Dewey, and Scream 5. Those were the two moments where I was like, this sucks. This is horrible. This is such a bad this. And you know what? By the way, I'm on record right now. Josh was right the whole time, and I think I agreed with him before, but I emphatically agree with him now. The way Scream 7 is shaping up, I bet you the people who are making that movie would just love to be able to have Dewey back, to be able to have a movie around him, because at this point, all they have is fucking Courtney Cox, because Nev Campbell's not involved. They screwed her over with pay. I bet you they would love to have David Arquette right now. They wrote themselves out of a franchise almost by doing that.
Yeah, that was and it being the little girl killer from that movie, and not even the dude, and like she's like stabbing him in the front and the back, it just
and ripping him from like the top all the way to the bottom. She's that strong. She's like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, and Dewey, the first thing he would have done is shot Ghostface in the head at this point. Like it was just I haven't even seen part 6. I refuse to pay to see it. And then so if you want to give me a code again, I'll watch it. But like I refuse to watch it. It's just
I think I own. No, I think I do own part 6. I'm not. Maybe I do, or maybe I. I gotta look, but I think I have a code if you want it.
what were we talking about that led us to that though?
We were talking about. I don't know what the hell were we talking about. We were talking about how if they kill Peter Venkman, how it pissed us off, how it's off.
Well, killing Han Solo, they should have at least let Han and Luke have a scene together before they killed him. So that pissed me off. But yeah, if they kill Peter Venkman, I think they made a bad decision. Unless it's like a very heroic scene.
That whole new Star Wars trilogy, the first movie, The Force Awakens, I thought was very good, and J.J. Abrams was like very much involved in it.
Yeah.
But I think he was not involved in the next 2 sequels, if I'm correct.
I know he wasn't in The Last Jedi for sure. The second one, he hated it.
They like started. What was his name? Finn, the stormtrooper. Was that the name of the character?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, he like kind of knows the Force a little bit. They like totally like he's one of the main characters in The Force Awakens, and then they just kind of like rip his character from the main plot line and don't use him as much as they were going to. And they just like really gave Kylo Ren like a redemption story, as opposed to like Kylo Ren's kind of just evil. Like
Yeah.
he was just an evil guy. They wanted to give him the Darth Vader arc though for some reason, and they like shoehorned it in and changed the script and kind of ruined everything.
They ruined Darth Vader's redemption too because Palpatine lived. I mean,
you're right.
They just ruined everything. They ruined
you're
it all.
right. I didn't even. So Darth Vader like became a part of the good guys again, and supposedly killed the Emperor, but I guess he didn't kill the Emperor.
No. So he just bought him. He bought everybody a little time. That's it. That was his redemption.
It was a Star Wars Royal Rumble, and he was the Emperor was only a limb. The Emperor's both feet didn't touch the ground.
He pulled a Shawn Michaels.
He did Shawn Michaels. He's like dangling. He's got the Emperor like something eliminated from the dark side
of the ring, the dark side of the ring. Okay. Before you do your would you rather, I just want to say, I'm going to, just in case this is how it goes down, if they kill Peter Venkman in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, I want it to be kind of like whenever he was going up against Gozer in the first one or Vigo in the second one. I want him to be buying time or something to get everybody else out, so he starts doing his smart assing stuff to the new villain or whatever.
Yeah.
Check out those horns on your, he just starts running his mouth at him, doing the whole Peter Venkman thing. If that's how he goes out, I'll be fine with it as long as they write it good and it's funny.
Because it would be true to character.
It would be true to character. And he did make it to like 76 or whatever. So, I mean, it's not like he had a short life. If he can save everybody, and if he dies saving everybody while running his mouth at the new big bad, I'll be fine with it. Anything other than that, I don't think I'll be cool with it. So we'll see how it plays out.
Tune in. It's Vigo.
He's just sad. Paint him a little cat up there.
All right. Would you rather time Slashaholics? And we got one, just like I said 12 minutes ago. Would you rather live in a 1950s sitcom or a modern day soap opera? And this is from Ali Pasquale -JU5UT. So, Josh, would you rather live in a 1950s sitcom or a modern day soap opera? Go.
I don't have the stamina for a modern day soap opera, and I have really bad anxiety. So every day with like people falling downstairs, coming back from the dead, getting pregnant with affairs and all that shit, I could not handle that. Just the anxiety would be too much. People having an evil twin brother, evil twin sister. I'm going with sitcom. Yeah. I'm going with sitcom. Like, I mean, you get fresh milk delivered to your door every day. There's always like a good hot meal on the table. You never get to eat it. Breakfast is made and then you sit down, you talk, and then you leave. You might get to take a bite out of a piece of toast, but I mean, the smell would be good. So
I'm going to say soap opera because in the 50s, in all those sitcoms, even married couples didn't sleep in the same bed. They all had twin beds, okay?
Push them
And if they
together.
had any bathroom scenes, there's no toilet, okay? So where are you going to the bathroom?
In the sink.
Because it's ridiculous. So, and also in the soap operas nowadays, I mean, there was a soap opera where I don't know if you remember this one, but there was like one where a girl was like possessed. Do you remember this at all? Like in the 90s, there was like a soap opera where it was like an exorcist, but
I,
on
I
a
seen.
daytime
I think I
opera.
heard about it, but I didn't see it. So yeah.
Okay. I remember that. So some crazy shit could happen. That'd be interesting. And then also on a soap opera, you got a chance at maybe having some sex
That's
every
where I
once in a
said I
while.
don't have this. I don't have the stamina for the soap sex. I just don't. I don't have the stamina
Um,
anymore. The anxiety of all the possessions and affairs and deaths
wait a
and
minute. Wait a minute. Did you
resurrections.
say anxiety of all the possessions or all the positions?
All the
You
possessions,
You
possessions,
sly
possessions.
dog. I know what's on your mind, you slashaholic, you.
Hey, how many people out there, when on a sick day, did you watch The Price is Right and then end up watching at least one or two soap opera episodes afterwards, just because it's all that was on? Let us know in the comments.
My brother and I remember Channel 5 and Channel 6 was this, they'd air the same soap opera, but there was like a 2 second delay, right? So we're going like 1992, 93 here. My brother and I would go, like, it would say, but Josh, I love you. And then you click and it would say, I love you. And it would say, whoa, whoa. So that was like prime entertainment during the summertime for my brother and I when we were like, 9. Um,
That's fun.
so hey, would you rather? Josh says sitcom, I say soap opera. Slashaholics, what would you rather be in? The 50s sitcom or nowadays soap opera? Way down in the comments below.
Down there. Or if we're upside down, it's up there, but I don't see that happening, but it could be.
We actually have a Dear Slashy for this episode,
Okay.
and it's from the same person. It's from Ali Pasquale, hyphen JU5UT. So thank you so much, Ali, for sending us 2 of these. And she sent that to us in the Slash Trax 2020 at gmail.com. So if you have a question or if you need some advice, hit us up at slashtrax 2020 at gmail.com. She says, I am dealing with a difficult work situation. It's draining me, but I've been here for 12 years. Should I leave before it breaks me or stay because my family depends on my income?
Oof.
What do you say, Josh?
Your family can't. You're okay. Here's the thing: you only live once, and I get the whole income having to survive thing, but you only get one trek around this earth, And if this job is really breaking you, then what good are you going to be to your family? You might be bringing the money in, but your family needs more than money. They need you to be healthy and sane and there. And if this job is truly breaking you that bad to where you can't be the person that your family needs you to be and the person you want to be, then I think you've already answered the question for yourself. But I mean, that's just me. I mean, Alex's opinion might be different, but you can find money in all kinds of different ways. I'm not saying break the law or anything, but I'm saying there's other ways to get income. There's no replacing you, and your family wouldn't want to anyways. They want you. So you
Yeah,
got to take care of yourself.
she's one of one. There is no other person like you. And Josh is right. You can find money in a lot of different areas, a lot of different avenues, a lot of different career paths. Um, if you are having this much of an issue with your work and you've been there 12 years, and usually if you've been somewhere that long, you kind of know if it's going to change or not. I mean, you're pretty familiar with the work environment. So if you're asking us this question, it's probably not likely to change for the better. I would say definitely be on the lookout for another career, another job opportunity. And in the words of the greatest man I've ever known in my entire life, Ralph Combs, my grandfather, never leave a job till you have another job. So actively look for another job. And when you find one, put your notice in and take off. That's my advice.
Yeah, have something lined up, even if it's
Yeah.
gig work like delivering or something. Have something else there to fill in that gap.
Definitely. You can't, because I mean, you can if you like financial analysts and financial advisors would tell you to have 3 months worth of your bills and your groceries and your gas money saved. But I mean, how many people actually have that? So just know what you want to do. You know, you want to work somewhere else. You know, you would be happier somewhere else. Actively look every day for at least 30 minutes a day. You'll find something. And if you've been there 12 years, you're an extremely good employee. You're very reliable, obviously. They count on you. You can bring your skills to the table at other places, and they'll probably be a lot happier to have you. So, best of luck.
Yes, life's too short. It's way too
Yeah,
short to be miserable. So,
absolutely. So we support you in whatever you choose to do. Thanks for writing in.
yes, thank you.
Josh,
Good luck.
new segment. Big time. New segment. Who's going to win, Josh? This is a brand new segment for Slash Trax News. Who would win? And the very first question of who would win, Josh, we've got Charles Lee Ray, Chucky himself, okay, versus the White Power Ranger.
The Mighty Morphin White Ranger, Jason.
The Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, not Zeo, not Turbo, none of that.
Okay.
Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Tommy versus Charles Lee Ray in a battle. Josh, who wins and why?
Okay, I love Jason David Frank and I love Tommy, but all Chucky's got to do is sneak over to Saba the Sword and Ade Due Dimbela, and he's then, as soon as he possesses Saba the Sword, he's got control of the Tiger Zord. Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, Tommy, but Chucky's going to win this one because the voodoo power, if he gets into your sword, see, maybe you shouldn't have a sword, you know, that's sentient and can talk and be possessed. So that's on you and Zordon. Actually, Billy, because no, Billy didn't do. Yeah, Billy helped him create the White Ranger, right? Or was it just Alpha and Zordon?
I don't know. No, Billy was the one. Billy was like spying on it when he was on the table.
Yes. Okay. So Zordon and Alpha screwed up a little bit with Saba because I think Chucky would possess Saba, and then Saba, as Chucky Saba, would control the Tiger Zord, crush Tommy. It's over. Sorry.
How's he gonna get Saba from Tommy when Tommy's got a freaking right foot in Chucky's mouth?
Well,
I mean,
when Tommy is doing the toy drive for the Angel Grove, children's home and everything, Chucky's going to put
children's home.
Children's the adoption place, the orphanage
home for children,
the orphanage, because the Power Ranger is going to make an appearance at the toy drive, right?
Sure.
So yeah, that's where it's going to happen. Chucky's going to make sure that he's close to the White Ranger, being the toys that the Power Rangers deliver. Ade Due Dimbela, it's over.
This is ridiculous. I couldn't disagree with you more. He's going to shove Saba's up Charles Lee Ray's ass is what's going to happen, and he's going to turn Chucky into a popsicle. This is ridiculous. The Tiger Zord could run over Chucky. Chucky's not. How the hell is Chucky? Can Chucky even possess something that's not a human with a curse? I mean, how does that work?
He literally possessed a doll.
I'll tell you one thing that bothers me about that is Rita Repulsa, like the whole reason Tommy was even a Power Ranger in the first place was when he was the Green Ranger, Rita put him under a spell. So Tommy is obviously susceptible to spells. So that's not good. Anything you say, Chucky.
What if Rita's like, make my redheaded little person grow or something, she sees,
make Charles Lee Ray grow.
And then he possesses the Tiger Zord itself. I mean,
if Chucky,
God damn it, Zordon.
If Chucky his hands on the Tiger Zord, that would be a bad day for Angel Grove. And then plus he would have Saba as a grown ass Saba, like a huge Saba, right? Just Bulk and Skull, their music hits, like whatever. He just murders them, just straight up murders them, kills them. Tiger Zord, he frames the Power Rangers because he just goes around killing everybody with the Tiger Zord.
It's morphin' time.
Hey, So we're obviously not going to agree on this, but I say the White Ranger, he says Charles Lee Ray, Chucky. Weigh in on the comments below. And also, if Tiffany were to be a Power Ranger, what color would she be, and what would her Zord be? So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, are you asking me or the viewers?
I'm asking the viewers, but do you have any thoughts?
Not right offhand. Like probably like uh crimson, like a blood red. Um, like red and black. It'd be like a red and black color scheme.
Dude, that would be a badass looking Power Ranger. A red
Yeah,
and black suit with
like
like blood. Like instead of a dinosaur, it's just like a dagger with blood hanging off of it on the center of
yeah,
the chest.
yeah. Her
Oh,
Zord, I don't know. I have to think on that one. But yeah.
just a bottle of like bleach blonde hair dye and a pack of cigs is her Zord.
It's a transformer.
Yeah.
Hello, my name's Penny. I think people shouldn't do drugs. They can make you forget things, like which animals have stripes. And your body might get clumsier, so you can't jump rope as good. Drugs can get you in big trouble. You could go to principal's office or go to jail. Then you can't watch TV or eat pizza. Recess is good. Hamsters are good. Birthday parties are real good. Drugs are bad. I wouldn't do drugs.
And Penny, thank you so much for giving us all that information on why we shouldn't do drugs, which is actually really interesting that that was today's message because we have we have one of our correspondents, the Ultimate Warrior. He was trying to film one of our segments today. We couldn't actually use the footage because apparently the Ultimate Warrior was using
Something.
some sort of illicit or illegal substances while trying to film it. But anyway, Josh, can you go to the clip of him trying to film a new segment for us earlier in the day?
Yeah. Hey, nobody in the control room. Hit us on that footage.
People wonder, does the Ultimate Warrior ever come down to that normal level of consciousness? Never! I cannot let my guard down or my defenses down for 1 second. I live intravenously at the power of God from the heavens above. The same men that tested me time and time again and put the flow and the power in these veins and this muscle. Don't be surprised, warriors, if I'm being dragged down gravel roads behind the WWF truck. You just be sure and be there, because the Ultimate Warrior will bring it on.
Ultimate Warriors was on a whole different level today. He was talking about the WWF truck dragging him down the gravel road and how his veins were injected with something.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that those ribbons he ties his muscles off with aren't ribbons, they're tourniquets or something, man. Like,
Yeah, he's trying to. That's why he has so many veins.
uh,
Easy act.
speaking of Rita Repulsa, after hearing that, I've got such a headache. Like, I can't make sense of it. It hurts. It hurts so much.
God, man, and that was the Ultimate Warrior before 24-hour energy or Red Bull or anything. None of that stuff existed back when he
24-hour
was.
energy. That's just his blood. You know, that's what people were drinking.
Yeah, that's what they make it out of.
Yeah.
Like it's the Ultimate Warrior's blood is in the can, and you just drink it. You feel it? You feel it, dude? Feel the power of the warrior.
The rocket fuel.
If you have a really intense workout plan for that evening, you just have the Ultimate Warrior piss directly into your mouth.
We're getting. This is our last episode, folks. Nobody. Speaking
Warrior.
of pissing, and speaking of drugs and pissing in people's mouths, sports.
I got a really hard workout. I'm tired. Ultimate Warrior, can you just piss in my mouth? I need some energy.
Hellwig, get over here.
Do you feel it, dude? Do you feel the injection of the Ultimate Warrior?
I didn't want an injection. Stop it. Get away from me.
He's all, no, normally I give an injection in a totally different way. The powers of the gods in the heavens above. All right, so let's get into some
Jesus.
sport.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Mike Tyson once offered a zookeeper $10,000 to let him enter a cage and fight a silverback gorilla that was bullying the other gorillas.
I think I've heard of this. I just don't know the details.
Yeah.
Did they let him in?
No, dude, a silverback gorilla would kill him.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
But that just the thought of Mike Tyson being like, hey, here's $10,000. This is absolutely ludicrous. Let me in that cage. Here's $10,000. I'm gonna go in there and teach that silverback gorilla a lesson.
He's picking on the other ones.
This is completely absurd and ludicrous. Let me in that cage.
I would pay to see that. So
dude, first of all, okay, he's got $10,000 on him. This is like 1988, okay? So he's walking around with $10,000. But nobody's going to try to rob Mike Tyson, okay? Because he's going to fuck you up if you try to. And if you try to pull a gun on him, he'll probably take the gun from you and give you an Ultimate Warrior injection right up your arsehole with the gun. But also the fact that he was so confident in his supreme fighting abilities that he could take a silverback gorilla, that makes me think he might be the greatest fighter of all time.
Right. Or he just didn't have any sensible people talking in his ear.
Don King, hey, Don King's, yeah, he's gonna bite the ear off. Don King's like, no, baby, only in America is where Mike Tyson, the champion of the world, can fight a silverback gorilla. And before I let Mike get in that cage, we're gonna, for $59.95 here at the Chicago Zoo. It's going down a month from now. Rumble in the zookeeper jungle. All right. Mike Tyson versus a silverback gorilla. Only in America. $59.95.
A week later, people go to the zoo and the silverback gorilla's got like the boxing heavyweight championship belts.
Yeah, the gorilla and Tyson's dead.
Little Max. I just picture Little Mac fighting a gorilla on Punch Out.
Yeah. I think they put the later Punch-Out games, I think you can fight Donkey Kong like later, like Wii version.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, dude. I just think that story is so crazy.
It is crazy.
Here's the second sports story. All right, in 1972, Steve Carlton, who is a Hall of Fame pitcher, he won 27 games. Now, as a pitcher, now to put that into perspective, Josh. If you win 20 games as a pitcher, you're damn close to the best pitcher for the entire year for any team in baseball, okay? He won 27 games.
Wow.
The year that he won 27 games in 1972, his team only won 50 games for a 162 game season. So that means they lost like 110 times. But of the 50 wins they had, Steve Carlton had 27. I can't even wrap my mind around that, Josh, because if he was on a good team, would he have went 37-0? I mean, first of all, and second of all, how the hell were they that bad when he wasn't pitching?
Oh, so I was about to say only the ones he was pitching for were they won.
Yeah,
okay.
He pitched, so he was involved in the decision 37 times. He won 27 of them for his team. But when he wasn't pitching, the team lost or lost 112 games. That's incredible. That is terrible.
Yeah, why didn't they just keep him on the pitcher's mound?
You can't. You kill him. His arm would fall off.
Yeah,
but that's crazy. That is crazy. Here's a really quick fun fact of sports. The Baltimore Ravens, who are currently playing in the NFC Championship game this weekend, Josh, their team person who like makes the food, their caterer or whatever, says that the Ravens eat 30 to 60 Uncrustables a day. So the team eats 30 to 60 peanut butter and jelly Uncrustables a day, which works out to be 7,500 in a season.
Wow.
So lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for a really good football team.
That's some good protein too, man. No, I probably eat that many too, man. If I had access to them, I'd eat those things all day. Those things are great.
They're delicious. They're really soft. You don't have to make them. They're good.
Dare I
Uncrustables.
say that little bit of crinkled bread around the circle of the Uncrustable?
Yeah.
Dare we call that a crust? It is harder than the center. It's around the outside. It's crinkled. Dare we
Yeah,
say an
yeah.
Uncrustable has a crust? Breaking news, folks. Breaking news. Been lied to.
Can we sue Uncrustables now with that information and get more money for the show?
Hey, they got in trouble before for real. That would be great. Let's have a class action lawsuit for the crust being on there. Now they actually had I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that there used to be a grilled cheese Uncrustable. It was around 2010. And
Yeah.
I bought them for my son at the time, who was 3. And I prepared them for him, so I didn't make them too hot. But the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, there's probably a lot of people out there who would just hand this to their kids to go make for themselves in the microwave. It's like, how can they? Is it going to burn a lot of kids? And all of a sudden, they were off the shelf within like 6 months. So I just assumed that.
Yeah, that's exactly what. No, that's exactly what happened. There was a class action lawsuit with Red Bull. Like they got sued recently because somebody said that it didn't give them wings.
Yeah,
this is a real thing, and they won. They won. It was like false advertising.
Good. I mean, Pepsi, they should have. I agree that Red Bull should have lost, and Pepsi should have had to give that one dude a fighter jet back in the day, man.
Yeah, they had a documentary on Netflix about that. What did they end up giving him?
I think it was like $10,000-$20,000 or something. It wasn't much compared to what
A fighter jet would actually
cost. I haven't watched the whole documentary yet, but yeah, like he saved up the points just like the commercial said. So either they should have given him a fighter jet, or the millions and millions of dollars one would have cost.
Yeah. He like did the math. It was like if he bought X amount of Pepsi with the Pepsi points, and like the actual value of a fighter jet is like $500,000. So he's like, okay, that's $500,000. Or if I just buy a bunch of Pepsi, it would only be like $100,000. So he actually, saved the points up, and they never got him his jet. So that's fucked up. But you know what isn't messed up, Josh?
What's that?
Pepsi just recently honored somebody's cap that they had, because back in the day they were giving away Super Nintendos under the cap of like 20-ounce Pepsi products.
Yes.
Long time ago. Somebody like found one of those caps like in a landfill or like a garbage dump or something, and they like put it on social media, and they're like, hey, look what I found, and they tagged Nintendo. Well, Nintendo sent them a brand new Super Nintendo in perpetuity for that cap.
I wonder if it's just been setting in their warehouse since the 90s.
Hey, you know what I'm going to say? You know how VHS tapes and all these old cassettes and records and stuff were being graded if they're still sealed?
Yeah.
If that was setting in their warehouse from the 90s, if that guy didn't open that and he got it graded, that would be so valuable. Like monetarily, like that would be crazy. That would be a windfall.
That would be. It would be thousands.
Yeah.
Speaking of thousands, brother, a fighter jet is worth a lot more than 500 grand. An F-16 right now is worth $63 million.
Okay. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No wonder they didn't give him one.
Yeah. So it was probably, at least back then, like you're looking at like $35-40 million. So
they just like, I saw that documentary, and they got people who worked for Pepsi were like, we never thought in a million years that somebody would come up, with 1 million or 2 million Pepsi points. Cause it's just like the math. But the guy was like, no, if I do this, I'm going to get this really ridiculously expensive jet for like nothing.
Adam Sandler, that movie with the puddings. Have you ever seen that one where he figures out to get all the free air miles to get free tickets and stuff? It's one of those serious movies he did. Punch Drunk Love, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, his character finds this loophole with pudding cups where he gets a bunch of free air, like pretty much for life, free tickets. So
from eating pudding,
from buying pudding. Yeah. the points he
Hell
gets.
yeah, dude.
But yeah, the Super
Uh,
Nintendo, I would kill for that, man.
a brand new one.
Yeah.
I remember when me and the spoiler, my older brother, got together and we were like, we're gonna save our money, we're gonna get a Super Nintendo, and we had to save up like it was like $120, and it came with 2 controllers, the system, and Super Mario World. And that we had that our entire childhood throughout, grade school, junior high, high school, and it got so much value and play and fun out of that thing.
Did part of it turn yellow?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
No, ours didn't, but a lot of them do because the plastic that it's made
Yeah.
of starts to yellow. But no, that was one of the best purchases ever. And my brother and I didn't get along on a lot of stuff. I can't believe that we were in agreement, not Sega, but Super Nintendo. We just both realized we wanted a SNES.
Oh yeah. I was never a Sega guy. My mom, when Super Nintendos first came out, she thought she got a hell of a deal and brought us home one. And it was the top loader Nintendo they put out, like after Super Nintendo
Yeah,
came out.
yeah,
They
I
made like,
remember. Yes,
yeah, so it was like $50, and they put it out just trying to, sell, because they still made Nintendo games for a couple years after SNES came out. So yeah, she went and got us a Super Nintendo and brought it home, and it was just a Nintendo top loader. I was like, you cheap. Looking back, I'm like, you cheap bastard. What the hell, mom?
maybe she didn't know any better.
No,
That's
no.
like when you were a kid and you wanted GI Joes, and they're like, it's like we don't have McDonald's, but we have McDonald's at home, and you want GI Joes, and your dad goes down to the store and gets you Battle Core figures. Do you remember the Battle Core figures? They were like, they all had ridiculously large heads. They broke easily. Like nobody knows who the hell these characters are because they're just made up generic, like cheap versions of GI Joe.
Yeah.
Any kid that had Battle Core figures, if I went to play toys at their house, the Battle Core figures would literally just be cannon fodder. Like I would light firecrackers under these fuckers. Like I could care less about these figures.
Yes.
Um, they sucked. Last sports story of the episode. The Detroit Lions, Josh. 2 weeks ago, they won their first playoff game in 32 years. They won again last weekend, and the Detroit Lions are heading to the NFC Championship game. So the Detroit Lions, who have never been to a Super Bowl / Slashaholics, if they win on Sunday, they will be going to their first Super Bowl.
I'm gonna call my bookie right now.
Let's put some money on them, dude. If you would have put money on the Detroit Lions to go to the Super Bowl or to win the Super Bowl before the season began, you and I could be building a brand new Slash Trax studio.
Oh
Partner.
no, I was gonna call the guy that helps me find rare books, but yeah, gambling would be good too. I mean,
Yeah. So anyway, the Lions have a chance to go to the Super Bowl, and if we had the Gray Sports Almanac, we would have known this, and we could have put some money on the Lions to head to the Super Bowl, and we could have had Slash Trax Towers instead of Biff Tannen's Towers.
I know it would have been great.
Yeah, we didn't know those. So you know what though? Forget the Lions, forget sports. Let's get into our favorite part of the show. Let's get into Slash Trax Wrestling.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Yeah. On January 15th, Josh, 35 years ago, the first ever Royal Rumble pay-per-view was televised. It was also the first ever 30-man Royal Rumble that was televised. So the first Royal Rumble, if you're a big-time wrestling fans like Josh and I are, I think it was a 20-man, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan won it. And it wasn't a pay-per-view, and I don't think it was on. No, it wasn't a pay-per-view, but it was televised. It was just like a house show or something. It wasn't like a big deal at all. But it was the first time, because back in the old days, Slashaholics, they used to have battle royals, and they still do. But all the wrestlers would show up at the same time, and they'd start the match, all being in the ring at the same time. Royal Rumbles would introduce a different wrestler every 2 or 3 minutes. And in some years, they'd even have a minute and a half. They'd really sped it up.
Yeah.
But the Royal Rumble was created by Pat Patterson, and it was a revolutionary idea. Still probably my favorite pay-per-view to this day. I love the Royal Rumble. And this particular pay-per-view that we're talking about, the one that happened 35 years ago, the very first one ever televised as a pay-per-view, Big John Studd
I was about to
ended up winning it. He won it. He eliminated Ted DiBiase. And this was like Big John Studd's kind of like last hurrah, unfortunately, because he got really sick and he passed away, I believe, from cancer not too long after this. Big John Studd died pretty early. Axe and Smash, I remember this specifically. Demolition drew number 1 and 2. So they were the first 2 entrants in this Royal Rumble. So instead of the psychology of being 1 and 2, right? And just waiting for number 3 to show up and beating the shit out of them together and tossing them out, Axe and Smash went 1 and 2 and just beat the crap out of each other.
Well, they said they were trying to nail home the every man for himself thing. Yeah.
That's exactly why they did that. But the psychology of, if it's real and Josh and I are Axe and Smash, I'm literally going to be smoking a cigarette, drinking some warrior piss over in the other corner, waiting for the third guy to come to the ring. We're waiting for somebody else.
Saving
We're not
that
going to be
energy.
beating up on each other.
Doing shoulder rubs.
Josh
and
is going to
get ready.
rubbing each other's feet. Josh is going to be having a can of warrior piss with me. We're going to be tossing around a couple Uncrustables. Yeah, we're not going to be beating each other up. And also, I looked this up, you know, so as I'm researching this story, I was like, did Hogan win this? And it's like, no, Big John Studd won it. Hogan was actually eliminated. No, excuse me. Hogan eliminated Macho Man, and then Hogan was eliminated by the Twin Towers. So I think I remember why they did this, because Hogan and Macho Man were the mega powers at this time.
Yeah.
And then they went on to wrestle Akeem and the Big Boss Man, who were the Twin Towers later on. Okay. Well, Hogan went to the aid of Miss Elizabeth when she like got knocked down to the floor by the Twin Towers.
Lust in
and
his
then
eyes.
Macho Man, you remember that? Macho Man said Hogan had lust in his eyes.
Yeah.
And then they got into the fight in the back room. And that's when the Mega Powers exploded, which led to the WrestleMania 5 pay-per-view. So that's probably the angle they were setting up. That's probably the only reason Hogan didn't win the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because he won the next 2 Royal Rumbles in a row. But there's behind the scenes footage, Josh, of Hogan and Macho waiting for their cue to start filming in the back.
Really?
And I don't know if yeah. Like it's live. They're showing it. And like one of them doesn't know the timing, or they don't know they're being filmed, but they're discussing what they're going to do while the camera's showing it on the
That's
paper.
great. That's
Yeah.
not as great as the Shockmaster, but that's still great.
Yeah, a little peek behind the curtains.
Literally.
What's your thoughts on the Royal Rumble? Do you like it as a pay-per-view?
Man, I can rewatch the first like 6 or 7 Royal Rumbles constantly. Back whenever I was a kid and I was renting these videotapes, and even back then it was like, this is old, you know, but it was like just a few years later. And that's how I kept up with WWF back in the day, was the Coliseum home video rentals I would get at the video store. So many memories. Like I've got memories of like my parents taking my sisters out of town for like a softball tournament. My grandma watched me at home, and I'd get to go to the video store before they left. And I would rent like 6 or 7 WWF Coliseum home videotapes, like Hulkamania 6 or, you know, Royal Rumble 90, Survivor Series. So man, they've all got a special place in my heart. It's kind of, looking back, I was excited about Hogan winning twice in a row back in the day. Now I look at it like, really, Hogan, you got everything else. Did you have to win the Royal Rumble twice in a row?
Yeah.
Like,
that was back when the Royal Rumble was just like, there was no point for Hulk Hogan to even win it because there was no title shot on the line. Like, I'm almost positive that Hogan won the Royal Rumble as the WWF champion one year.
He did.
There was like no reason. Like, if they would have had anybody else win it, it would have given them a really nice push to get over with the fans.
Or a heel to put them in a feud with Hogan where Hogan could annihilate him later. But no,
it just made no sense. Why the fuck would Hogan even win though? It doesn't make sense to this day. It still doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't, brother. By the way, Nick Hogan, I don't know if you heard about it. The body cam footage got released of his DUI.
I did see that. Yeah.
Hogan shows up at the end. Hogan's chill as fuck on it, man. He's not trying to like get his son out of trouble or anything. He's all like, every problem I've ever had to do with somebody being drunk. That's what Hogan tells one of the cops. Like, he's not having it. He's
Yeah.
not taking up for Nick or anything. He's worried about his son, but he's not
Yeah.
trying to pull the whole, entitled celebrity shit. So,
No, not at, and also Hogan, I know a lot of people don't like Hulk Hogan because of the stuff that came out with the racism and stuff, but Hogan, there's another video that just came out where Hogan and somebody came across an accident. This just happened. And they like helped pull this person from a car and like
oh,
save their
wow.
life. This happened like last week.
Okay.
So Hogan, there's literally 2 videos that just came out putting Hogan in a good light, and neither one of them were set up by publicity, by PR or anything. They're just organic, real things that happened. So Hogan, I hope to God he's actually it looks to me like he's changed. It looks like he's a good person.
Yeah,
And the
I
other
didn't
thing,
see anything bad. So,
yeah, there was something else I was going to say about Hogan. He was on Monday Night Raw. They did a little 40-year anniversary of Hulkamania because it was just the 23rd of January this week was the 40-year anniversary of Hulk Hogan beating the Iron Sheik for his first ever WWF championship at Madison Square Garden. And Hogan was giving an interview and he was like, "You never know. I might have one left in me." And there's a lot of speculation that Hogan could show up as a special entry into the Royal Rumble.
oh, that would be funny. I mean, he's got to walk with the walking stick pretty much, but
I think
the adrenaline could carry him.
I think the adrenaline could carry him through a pay-per-view, especially if he was on some pain pills or something. The only issue would be if he did. First of all, if he showed up at the Royal Rumble unannounced, the crowd would go crazy. If Real American hit and Hulk Hogan did show up, the crowd would go bananas. And then the other thing I was thinking, how the hell do you eliminate him though? How do you throw him out of the ring because he can barely walk?
He eliminates himself.
Like
To
Macho
go
Man,
after,
who just jumps over the rope.
well, to go after somebody or something, I don't know.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
did want to say about Hogan, that would be exciting. I mean, he's like 70, so it scares me a little bit. But I wanted to say about, it's sad. I wish the Sheik could be here for that because we just lost him not too long ago. Sheiky baby, jabroni. Nick Hogan, I wanted to say real quick, in his defense, I do not care for Nick Hogan too much, especially with his attitude. He should not be drinking and driving, especially after what happened, back whenever he was younger, his friend dying in the wreck and everything. That being said, if you watch the videotape, it is apparent that he's had something to drink. But in my opinion, he passed those field sobriety tests. Like, he remembered the directions. The only thing he had trouble with was like following the light without moving his head a little bit, but he does have a neck injury. So I don't know. It looked like they were going out of their way to book him, but I don't like Nick Hogan that much. And dude, he's beefed up, by the way.
Nicole, my girlfriend Nicole was saying the same thing when we were watching the footage. It's like he didn't seem inebriated.
No.
I don't know. I think it was bad timing because he was like following the police car and like passed him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But was he drinking? Yes. Did he blow? Yeah. He had a BAC. And he should know better with what happened. His friend is a vegetable forever.
Yep.
He's like, it's not good. It's a bad look. Nobody should drink and drive. I don't advocate. Nobody. Get a fucking Uber, get a taxi cab, walk, do whatever you have to do. Don't drink and drive. It's stupid. It's not 1983 anymore. We're not doing that anymore. Josh, let's get into the second story, and which is a big one. This is a big one for Slash Trax, and I'll tell you why. This is a friend of the show, okay? Good friend of the show. We missed it on our previous episode, okay? Or maybe we didn't because we haven't done a news show in about a month because we've done some other stuff. December 16th, Josh, was our friend Sid Vicious's birthday.
Oh,
it was Psycho Sid's birthday.
You didn't try to fix his car up for him or anything, did you?
No, I didn't try to do anything.
Okay.
It's his birthday, and I just wanted to say happy birthday, Sid. I'm really sorry about fucking your car up a couple times. If you ever need any automotive work in the future, you know where I'm at. You know where the studios is located.
And you know not to go.
if you have any work or any tire needs, you can go to Josh's tire shop in Arkansas. Check that out. As long as I'm not on shift with Josh, you should be fine. I will not mess your car up. Happy birthday, Psycho Sid.
Happy birthday, Sid. You know, I know it's hard being 90 years old, but I think you'll do
90.
just fine.
Hey, here's a question about Psycho Sid. Do you think that Sid deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I think he would have one more Royal Rumble in him too. I think he could do a surprise thing. But strained
Sid looks-
relationship. Yeah, he does.
WWE strained relationships mean nothing anymore, especially now
Yeah.
that Vince is gone. I think Triple H, especially with signing CM Punk, he's like, whatever's best for business at this point is best for business, right?
And The
Ultimate
Rock
Warrior
is,
was back.
sorry. Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say The Rock is like on the board now, isn't he? Like WWE?
That dude, that's the next story. That is
Oh,
the
wow.
next story. So The Rock made a surprise appearance on Monday Night Raw to confront Jinder Mahal, and this was like probably 3 weeks ago. The Rock showed up randomly because WWE teased that a former champion was going to show up at Raw. So the crowd is anticipating, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Well, it was Jinder Mahal who showed up. And he comes out and he just runs down America, runs it down. And the crowd is pissed because they're like, oh my God, this is the champion they teased. And then out of nowhere, after Jinder Mahal's really digging into how shitty America is, The Rock's music hits. And The Rock comes down to confront Jinder Mahal. And The Rock basically takes care of Jinder Mahal after he's attacked by Jinder Mahal. The Rock finishes him off with a people's elbow. And The Rock proceeds to cut a promo. And he says he's hungry. And he's going to go have dinner after Raw's over. And should he eat at the bar? Should he eat in a booth? Or should he eat at the head of the table? And everybody in the crowd went crazy because the head of the table is Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay.
And kind of set up like maybe a potential feud or WrestleMania main event with his relative Roman Reigns.
Poor Cody Rhodes, man. Poor Cody Rhodes.
CM Punk's back. The Rock's back. I mean, is Cody Rhodes ever going to have a shot to win the
No.
belt or what?
I don't think so at this point. Wow. You sure Vince isn't running things? Because it sure sounds like
No, Vince is not running things because as of breaking news today, Josh, and we're not going to really get into it because it's really dark, but
Yeah.
Vince has got a lot more things going on his plate.
Yeah, Google it.
Yeah, Vince is dealing with some serious allegations that just broke today, and we don't want to even mention it because it would ruin the algorithm and it probably would like depress our video and push us way down in the algorithm. But yeah, Vince has got some serious issues he's dealing with that broke today. Check it out. But yeah, The Rock's back, and The Rock, like you were saying, just got promoted to the board for TKO Sports. So The Rock is like kind of running things now with Triple H for WWE. So The Rock is heavily involved again. Do you like that The Rock is back involved in WWE or what?
I think he's got good psychology and stuff, but the problem isn't psychology or storylines or creativity. The problem is, and I'm going to say this again, and it's one of the reasons I have a hard time watching modern wrestling, is you don't have as many workers anymore. You have a lot of marks that are in their wrestling. Everything's high spot, putting their body on the line for every move. There's no storytelling. There's no slowing it down much anymore. You don't see like the classic Mr. Perfect versus Bret Hart type matches because you don't have those kind of wrestlers anymore. You have people that want to emulate everything they saw growing up, you know?
They're doing these crazy spots with no reason for it. They're just doing it to get a cheap pop.
And they're getting guaranteed money. So they're not having to improve weekly or really pull themselves up on the card because they're comfortable. They're all making, even the lowest card wrestlers making so much money, they could care less if they become world champion, if it's just about the money. Like it's not like it was where you had to like earn your spot and improve your character, and there are no more characters. The last great character we had is another reason I have a hard time watching it. When we lost Bray Wyatt, I thought he was somebody who understood what the business was all about. Excuse me. And he could have survived in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and now, his character and his ring psychology. So until something changes to where these new wrestlers build on character and storytelling and act like it's more than just about the money or emulating what they saw growing up, it doesn't matter who you have at the head of the table, who you have writing the storylines and running up creative. That's just my opinion.
I think wrestling is on a major upswing. I think now that Triple H is fully in control and in charge of the storylines and the production and stuff. And Kevin Dunn, by the way, is gone. Did you see Kevin Dunn is finally gone?
That's good. That is good.
Kevin Dunn is gone. Yeah, Kevin Dunn's gone.
Done.
So there's not going to be any more. Yeah, Dunn is done. His 40 years of service with the WWE is over. Couldn't be any better, because if you watch Monday Night Raw or any WWE programming in the last like 20 years, Dunn was famous for like quick cuts. So like instead of showing the match, like what's going on in the middle of the ring, he'd cut like to this angle, to that angle. It was like horrible. It was like you couldn't keep your eyes on what was happening in the middle of the ring. So I'll see you later. A lot of good things are happening. A lot of old stars are coming back. They're making new stars. They're doing some of the tried and true stuff. The Rock thing with Jinder Mahal was textbook. Hulk Hogan shows up and defends America.
That's good.
I love that kind of crap. I'm a mark for old storytelling. If you do it right, you can just do it over and over again. Last wrestling story of the show, Josh, and this is the most important one. This is very important. This was a big deal, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, man. January 8th, 2003, over 21 years ago, Josh, John Cena wrestled for the very first time in jean shorts. So he debuted the jorts. It's a huge deal, man. Huge anniversary. What's your opinion on the jorts?
I used to hate that he didn't wear ring attire.
I know.
I thought he was going to snap his ankles wearing the tennis shoes.
Yeah.
But he proved to me that he cared about the business and all the stuff he does for children and stuff. He gained my respect. But in the beginning, I thought it was very silly, very impractical.
It's just like I've never seen before or after someone wrestling in jorts. If you ever saw someone wrestling in jorts, it was like, okay, this guy's a jobber, or he's part of like some sort of Mean Street Posse crew that's just there to cannon fodder to get their ass handed to them or something. I don't know.
It still beats HBK's Elimination Chamber, not prepared to wear tights, thrown together at the last second, ship brown tights. Those were bad.
I do remember that, and I also remember the street fight match with Triple H where Shawn Michaels was just wearing jeans. Yeah, straight up jeans.
Yeah, but then
God, that
was great.
Must have been a bitch to wrestle, because Shawn Michaels does a lot of stuff off the top rope in jeans. Man,
he had a good 6-7 years left in him when he retired. I feel like we got cheated a little bit there.
Shawn Michaels, like him, love him, hate him, whatever. He's one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, you can't deny it. And and if that's what Brett said about me, I was doing drugs a lot of the time, and that's what Brett said, and I don't remember, but that's what happened. HBK, the greatest of all time, HBK. Let's get into some Slash Trax spooky horror news, Josh.
Horror news. Let's do it.
Do it. All right. On January 15th, 1988, Josh, over 36 years ago, the classic scary movie Return of the Living Dead Part 2 was released in theaters. The sequel, with our man Tom Matthews coming back. Interview on this channel in the archives. Check it out. Getting Sidetracked with Tom Matthews is on this channel. Check it out. Our interview. Josh, what's your thoughts on Return of the Living Dead Part 2?
Oh, we've been down this road. It's one of the greatest horror movies ever made. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's scary. It's got everything. I enjoy it more than the first Return of the Living Dead, honestly.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Even though we've riffed it,
Yeah.
you like part 2 better than 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I listen.
Okay, maybe
Return
part
of
2
the
is
Living
more
Dead
memorable. It's more memorable to me than part 1. I'll put it that way.
I would agree with you. Return of the Living Dead, the first one is a perfect film to me. It's my favorite horror movie ever made. I love that film. But the second one, when my brother and I would go to the local video store every weekend, that if it was in, we would check it out. Um, we would rent that movie over and over and over again. That and what was it? Oh my goodness, Creepshow 2.
Yeah.
Creepshow 2 and Return of the Living Dead Part 2 were in our cycle. We would rent them whenever they were available. Loved them. I don't care what anybody else says. Yeah, the cover
with the sky and everything.
Dude, it was just
movies. Yeah.
So 80s. Just reminds me of my childhood. It's just a lot of fun. It's hokey, it's cheesy, it's a fun ride, and it knows what it is. It's not trying to be too serious, and it's a good time. So if you haven't seen that movie, check it out.
Definitely.
And also we riff it on the channel. Return of the Living Dead Part 2, the Slash Trax episode is available in the archives on this channel too. So check that out.
And in the description of that episode is the Google Drive link where you can watch the episode with the full movie included. That way you don't have to sync it up with your own copy.
Nice. Hell yeah. Josh, you are a genius for doing that, by the way.
Well, that way everything's
you're
nice and tidy.
Yeah, you didn't even need a can of Warrior Piss to do that. Warrior Fuel. Excuse me, Warrior Fuel. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say Warrior Piss. I meant Warrior Fuel. Sorry.
We're gonna lose our sponsorship.
Oh man, sorry, Warrior Fuel. I didn't mean to let the cat out of the bag. That's actually just Jim Hellwig's urine.
Warrior.
Listen, with Warrior, this stuff is so popular. I need a full case. Someone ordered a full 36-pack case by tomorrow. I can't summon the gods from the heavens above to supply 36 cans of Warrior Fuel in that time, brother. I need more time to generate Warrior Fuel.
The factory is just a bunch of people getting blood transfusions of his blood and then having to urinate.
Oh my god. What is that? The Reanimator, the movie Reanimator.
Yeah.
How it's like glowing. It's like that's what
it looks like.
That's what his urine looks like.
And in that factory, if you pass a drug test, you get fired.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you said you've been drinking Warrior Fuel. Well, you passed your drug test. So we know that's inaccurate. We know you're lying. Hey, Josh, Stranger Things is finally filming their final season.
Good. The kids are in their 30s at this point.
I know, man. I was just going to say that. Listen to this. So you took the words right out of my mouth. The Stranger Things so between season 2 and 3, they had a gap in filming because of COVID, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And now they're having another gap in between seasons because of the writers' strike, the SAG stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So with both of those gaps, I mean, these kids are like almost 20 years old now. I mean, they're old. Millie Bobby Brown is like 19. And Millie Bobby Brown said something. I'm going to piggyback on top of this story. She's like been on record saying she's like tired of playing this character and she's tired of it just takes a long time to film. But I mean, I totally empathize with her and I understand what she's saying, but I think it's a really bad look to like kind of shit talk what made you famous.
Yeah.
Almost. I don't know.
That's why I always thought the Olsen twins were pretty effed up for not even taking time for one of them to film like a 2-minute Skype video that could have been included on an episode of Fuller House. You know, it's like they don't owe anybody anything.
Just showed up.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds, you know, like not even a 2-minute scene. Like they couldn't even do an audio call. You know, it's like you would not have your clothing empire. You would not have your movie career that y'all had without Full House. you know. I don't know. It's just that one always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. People are like, well, they don't owe nobody
bad look.
anything. No, but come on. And now Bob's gone. So
Bob Saget was one of the truly wonderful human beings that was on this planet. Everything that I've ever heard, seen, or read about that man was how caring of an individual he was to his co-stars and his co-workers and his family. That's truly one of the greatest losses we've had in the last like 5 or 10 years.
him and Norm Macdonald, man, two of the funniest people of our generation. And
Dirty Work. There was going to be a Dirty Work too. There was going to be one.
oh, that's
and
great.
We got robbed of it. We got robbed of it. We'll never have one because Norm is in heaven and Bob's gone too.
And
that sucks.
That does suck. That would have been
great. And you know what's even crazier about that? Of the 3 from Dirty Work, I never would have in a million years said that Artie Lang would be the one still alive.
He would have been the first. It's kind of like Jake the Snake Roberts, man.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it's like I love Artie Lang. He's hilarious. Yes. And I don't have anything against Artie. I'm just saying, if you were gonna ask me who would still be around, Bob, Norm, or Artie, I would have said Norm and Bob for sure. Like Artie was actively trying to kill himself. It's just funny how the world works sometimes. Crazy. You never know when your time is up. So Slashaholics, definitely enjoy the ride, have fun, be a good person, drink your warrior fuels, your cans of warrior fuel, and have a good time. Enjoy Slash Trax episodes. Me and Josh love you. All right, we're trying to produce some content here. Does you have a good time? All right,
approximately 3-hour runtime.
We want this episode to be longer than The Godfather, okay? All right? And speaking of that, let's get into the next horror story.
Let's do it.
All right, man. A horror film, Josh. This is your favorite genre of horror. A horror film featuring the earliest Mickey Mouse is in the works. Because it's now public. Steamboat Willie is now public domain.
There's like 4 of them.
Yeah, there's going to be a Mickey Mouse horror film, Josh.
Multiple ones.
What's your thoughts, bud?
I'm excited, man. This is like everybody keeps saying Hollywood needs to do something original. There it is. Take these characters that have always been, we've always seen in one light, and do something completely fucked up with them. You know, I'm all for it. I cannot wait for us to riff Winnie the Pooh, and
Blood and Honey.
The Hunt for Blood and Honey. And I think all these, there's like 4 Mickey Mouse movies in the work, actually, like 4 of them, 3 or 4. And I'm all for it. I want to see it. And I can't wait to see what they do with Superman and Batman in like 2033 or something, when their original versions are public domain. That's going to be interesting.
Let's get these motherfuckers on our boat, and then we'll get them, and then we'll have some water fuel, and then okay. So here's the movie. Mickey's got the steamboat, and they get on the boat, and he just slaughters them in different and interesting ways.
Here's my money.
Boat, right?
Here's my money. Here it is. Let's see it.
Yeah. Sure. Done deal. Last scary movie or last scary story of the episode. So Scream 7, I think I mentioned it earlier, but I don't think I said this. Lost its director. Christopher Landon, the director of Happy Death Day, is officially not doing Scream 7 anymore. And he said it was a dream job that turned into a nightmare. And his departure follows the firing of Melissa Barrera, as well as the voluntary exit of Jenny Ortega.
Yep. Like we said last episode, I think they need to just start from scratch if they're going to do this sequel. Cancel the storyline they've been doing and go make it like the cult of Saw, like they did with Spiral. Make it where Ghostface is popping up in different parts of the world, different countries, whatever. make it like a cult that's spreading. That would be an interesting storyline, but just putting out the same thing over and over again so fast was never going to work. And this is proof of it.
I wish that they would just give the series a break right now. Like, I love, and a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, Alex, we want more Scream content," which I totally understand because when the movie comes out in the theater, I go see it. But don't put something out just to put it out to make money.
Yeah.
At least try to have some like artistic integrity when you're doing something. It's like at this point, it's feeling a lot like Saw 9. It's like Saw 8. It's like let's do something and at least try to make it the best movie possible. It just kind of feels like a cash grab at this point to me. I don't know.
They learn nothing from the Dream Child or Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
No, they're just. I'm kind of glad this has happened to them because now they're going to have to rethink what they're doing and go at it from a different angle. And hopefully they do it from an original angle. And no, I don't mean put Mickey Mouse, being the big reveal as the ghost face killer, because I think that would be original. No, but like
Let's
change the formula. Throw some paranormal shit in there. That would be interesting.
They kind of have already with like Billy Loomis like as an apparition from Melissa Barrera's character.
Force Ghost.
Yeah, he's like a force. It's crazy. They like turned like he's like the killer in the first movie. He's evil into like this positive figure that's helping the heroine of the new movies. It's fucking weird. It's like Freddy Krueger is all of a sudden an apparition in someone's head and like he's helping them fight the new bad guy. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever, dude. Mickey Mouse. Oh, kill the bitch. Got her. My parents are gonna kill me.
What's your favorite Disney short?
Yeah. What's your favorite Disney movie? Let's get into some headlines.
Let's do it.
All right, man. January 6th, 1987, over 37 years ago, Josh.
Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else.
No, January 6th, 1987, 37 years ago, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles premiered on TV.
Hell yeah, man. I had all the toys except for I had the Shell Razor, and that was like one of my only Christmas presents that year. I never got the Technodrome. Like I really wanted that. Oh my God. But I had like all the different Ninja Turtles where they're wearing the human clothes, where they're dressed like Shoguns, where they're like the cartoony looking ones where you can turn them into an actual turtle. You remember those where you can looks like a real turtle?
The mutating ones, yeah. The mutations.
And Shredder had no shirts. And I got so upset when I got Crane as a birthday present and he didn't have the body. He was just like in the little robot.
Yeah, the little like walker thing.
Yeah.
So like I just remember being a little kid and I first discovered this cartoon probably in like first grade. And I remember after school stumbling upon this cartoon and they had like a 6-part miniseries to like introduce the series. And those 6 episodes are so well done. It's like where they meet April O'Neil and then they kind of discover the Foot Clan and Shredder and Splinter's kind of explaining stuff. It's like so good. And Bebop and Rocksteady are eventually mutated into a warthog and a rhinoceros. It's just so well done. It's really good. I loved it. I fell in love with that cartoon. And I just remember the excitement of my dad taking me down to Payless and you're going to get a Ninja Turtle today. I just remember oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. I get to go pick a Ninja Turtle out. Everything about it. I still love the Ninja Turtles. If you guys follow me on my social medias or anything, you guys know that I'm a huge vintage toy collector. And maybe one day I'll do a video of my room, but my toy room. But I have the sewer, I have the van, I have all the figures, I have every opened, unopened. I love the Ninja Turtles.
Did you stick with them to the end whenever they were doing like the live action and the opening credits, and then they had that mutagen update where every now and then they would turn into like a monster? Do you remember that?
That was like season, God, that was probably like season 9. I mean, that cartoon ran forever.
That's when Shredder was gone. and it was
Yeah,
like,
they had like Lord Dreg became
yeah,
like the main bad guy or something, and then later on it turned into the like they were like a live action. They were in suits, and there was like a female turtle, Venus de Milo,
yeah, that was
and then
the next mutation. Yeah.
yeah, and that cartoon that sucked. And then they met the Power Rangers, I believe, in one of
Well,
those episodes.
well, actually, I was gonna say on the cartoon, and it's like final couple seasons after the movie came out, the first Ninja Turtle movie, the opening
Yeah,
credits were like they would use clips from the movie in the opening credits for the
I'm
cartoon.
aware. I never saw that, but I re-saw it in videos on YouTube. But I never saw it happen live because weren't they trying to like piggyback on like
Yeah.
the success of the film?
And the song will never be beat by any new Ninja Turtle cartoon. The whole Teenage Mutant
Teenage
Ninja
Mutant
Turtles, Teenage
Ninja.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
I
Splinter
knew
got them.
when I was a kid, I remember okay, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of like ended for me in the initial craze when I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 when they go to
Yeah.
like ancient Japan. I fell
Fell
asleep
asleep.
in the movie.
We
I
just
fell
said that
asleep.
at the same time. I fell
Yeah,
asleep in the movie.
so did I.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was it. I was like I that it was that movie was horrible. The best thing about that movie were the toys
Do you
where
remember
you
the
could like dress them up.
did you have the shirts, like the Walmart shirts that had like all the Ninja Turtle stuff on it? Like I had so many of those. I
Oh,
remember
I
as a kid.
Simpsons and Turtles shirts. I had both. We
Yeah.
had ass lookers.
Oh my God.
Um, speaking of, so let's get into our next headline. This is big news for me and you because if you follow the channel, you follow the show, Josh and I love McDonald's. We love Taco Bell. We love any kind of promotions from those places. Josh, the people have spoken. McDonald's is bringing back snack wraps in 2025.
With a catch, right? With a catch.
No, they're
There's always a
no,
catch. There's always a catch.
no, they're bringing snack wraps back in 2025, and Taco Bell, Josh, has already brought back the double decker taco.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
So
two
now
very famous food items are back, baby.
now KFC is going to bring back the double down or whatever it was, where like the buns are chicken breast, with chicken in the middle, and it's like a heart attack
Oh,
in a wrapper.
chicken on chicken action. Um,
Wait, would that
let's get
be
into
would that be like cock porn, or what would you call that?
no, it'd be Warrior Fuel.
Oh, okay, okay.
Warrior, we've got another order of Warrior Fuel. We need 48 cans by tomorrow. We're gonna
KFC.
kill you, brother. I can't produce 48 cans of Warrior Fuel by tomorrow.
Well,
The
crap.
gods from the heaven above. Ah.
KFC is going to add that, a special only KFC, only at KFC Warrior Fuel on tap.
You show up. You show up and you want a 32-ounce Warrior Fuel, and the Ultimate Warrior's got his little KFC visor on and he just pisses right in your cup.
No, you go to the fountain machine, and you go to like, take the top off to put the ice in, and Warrior's head's there and he's shivering. Okay, we got to stop.
Oh my God. Listen, if you're thirsty and you need your hunger for the heavens from the gods above need quenched, brother, open your mouth and your eyes to Warrior Fuel.
Actually, close your eyes.
Put put a raincoat on, brother. All right, man. Last headline of the show, last story of the show. You ready?
Yes, yes.
All right, man. A firm develops jet fuel made entirely of human feces.
That's a good
So,
segue.
Firefly Green Fuels have created a fuel made entirely of human poop.
It's the
James
Warriors.
Highgate. Warrior Fuel. James Highgate, Firefly Green Fuels CEO, said we wanted to fund a really low value feedstock that was highly abundant. And of course, poop is abundant. Independent tests by internal aviation regulators found it's nearly identical to standard jet fuel. It also has a 90% lower carbon footprint than standard jet fuel. So they're using human crap to fuel jets now, Josh.
What's crazy is this was originally their number 2 idea. And
what was the first one? Oh, number 2. Number 2. So what happened? Okay, so if they're out of fuel, right, midair, right?
is there a competitive eater on board? Is there a competitive eater on board?
They're like, please direct your eyes to the front of the cabin. The stewardess has an announcement to make. We are almost out of fuel. If anyone has had a snack wrap or a double-decker taco in the last 24 hours, please report to the loo or the bathroom to the back and sit on the toilet and please go, because the toilet goes directly into the fuselage, down into the fuel. So we need you to shit directly into the fuel tank, please.
And there's like a sign up, do not deposit your warrior fuel in the toilet.
It could blow the plane up.
Yeah.
No, dude. So like if you're out of gas or fuel or whatever, just take a dump directly into the gas tank, apparently.
Hey, if they can find something to do,
Is that
yeah, if they can find something to do with to get rid of the waste, do it. I mean, shit, just do it.
Dude, there's some cars that run on vegetable oil. Like, have you heard about those cars?
Yeah. And the people that one guy was inventing one that would run on water, and like he got killed, like he got taken out.
Of course he did. Of course he did, because the industry, that produces all the shit that's bad for the environment wanted him dead because he was gonna change the entire game.
Exactly. He was taken out. I was going to say American Airlines' new slogan is going to be, when you got to go, American Airlines. When you got to go, you got to go.
Every seat on the plane is actually just a toilet.
Yeah, to pop like a little potty chair.
You're just sitting on it gets a shit, and it depending on how many times you poop on the plane, they deduct the money of the plane ride from your ticket cost.
Yeah, because you're supplying fuel.
Yeah. I think that's only
the cabin
fair.
smells like shit, but it's whatever.
Oh man, could you smell that new like you live by the airport and you're like, oh my God, I need to sell my house. I can't stand this anymore.
It's just that new plane smell.
Jesus. Well, that's the end of the show, man. But there's a new wrinkle to this show. Not only did we have the Warrior Fuel and we had the Who Would Win in a Fight, the new segment, but Josh, we have a new segment now. Every episode, we're gonna have a PSA. And the more you know, we're gonna have a PSA by our friend Teddy Ruxpin and our friend of the show, Corey Feldman.
So before we go there, we're gonna do that on the way out, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do that on the way out. PSA coming up.
Where can everybody write us at?
Slash Trax 2020 at gmail.com. You can send a who would win in a fight, would you rather, and Dear Slashy. Ask us any questions you want. And if you're a prospective sponsor, if you had fun like we did today and laughed our asses off and you enjoy the show and you want to partner with us and maybe sponsor a future episode, get a hold of us at that email, slashtrax2020 at gmail.com. Josh, where can people join the Patreon?
Patreon.com/80slasherlibrarian. You can also donate to the channel at PayPal. All the information to do that is in the description below, as well as our Cash App handle if you want to donate that way. Or you can order a cameo video from us for $10 a video. Very low price for what can be a lot of fun. Hit us up, help the channel. We really appreciate it. Be excellent to each other. And always remember, the sun never sets on those who ride into it. Before our PSA starts, man, say goodnight, Alex.
Good night, Alex. Mahalo, dog.
Take us away, Teddy.
I'm Teddy Ruxpin, and the official spokesbearer for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Now meet a friend of mine with some good advice.
Thanks, Teddy. I have a friend who wanted to run away, so I told him that it's dangerous for a kid to be out on his own. He could have nowhere to sleep or end up in a scary place. I said to talk to someone he trusts for help.
You got me mad now.